News Center. Remember, as we went on the break, now we had a conversation. I rather told you that we'll be having a discussion on the state of preparedness of Kenya. Now, today we are diving deep into this as we focus and go back to what happened in Kericho on Friday during the Mashujaa Day celebrations, where a stampede saw 4 people lose their lives and scores others injured. To have this discussion with me is Mr. Pius Masai. He is a disaster risk management specialist and a retired police officer, among many other accolades that he has. Good morning to you, Mr. Masai, as you're joining us via Zoom. And now the situation that happened on Friday is very sad for this country. What's your take on that? Good morning, Mr. Masai. If you can hear me now, let us have a discussion on our state of preparedness as a country. Now, what do you take of what happened in Kericho? Were we prepared for that, Mr. Masai?
Repeat the question. I ask you are low. Please repeat the question.
I'm asking Mr. Masai, now the situation, what happened in Kericho on Friday during the Mashujaa Day celebration is a sad event for the country. Remember, this was an event that the president was there. A stampede is not something that we were looking forward to. Just what is the state of preparedness when it comes to matters to deal with disasters in this country?
In these discussions, actually, as you have said, it's unfortunate, and I send my condolences to the people who died in Kericho stampede incident, and I wish quick recovery for those who got injured. Actually, the incident that happened in Kericho should not have happened at this time. Why? Because this is an event. It is not an incident. Events are planned for. Events are planned for, but incident can happen suddenly. So whatever happens in Kericho should be condemned to the highest order. But what's important is required a planning. And I know there was a planning committee. And in planning committee, they should have identified this, because we normally have event subcommittees. And in event subcommittees, they have different responsibilities. And we normally have rehearsals and observations. When they were planning for this event, every committee and every subcommittee reported to the main committee. So during rehearsals, they might have identified the challenges that might arise during the event. Then it is important that they should have followed a deliberate plan without being swayed anyhow. A deliberate plan is very, very important. And I believe they have the deliberate plan. And if they have that deliberate plan, it should have worked very, very, very well. Because the deliberate plan should have stated the operations, concept of operations of each and every sector, every stakeholder involved, and is through that deliberate plans controls an event. If the deliberate plan was there and was not used properly, then it's not right. But deliberate plan might be there, either written or unwritten, but it's important for such an event to have a written deliberate plan. And deliberate plan involves all multi-agency stakeholders. And in multi-agency stakeholders, I say there is what we call the overall coordinator of the event, and that's the county commissioner and the governor. But over that, there is an event and incident commander who deals with event management. And this one should have a coordinated leadership, which leadership should have the strategic level, operations, and tactical, and the resources required, and through emergency operations center. So whatever happened to Kericho actually should not have happened, because if there was a deliberate plan, and in planning, they should have assessed the threat And like previously, what we did for other instances, it happens that when you have the deliberate plan, the event incident commander must be no nonsense, should not allow the plan to be shortchanged.
So
and as you are aware that the people on the ground, they are not aware on the situation.
Now,
the Kericho capacity maybe is 10,000, and the Kericho people, they wanted to come maybe 60 or 100,000. They are curious to come and see the aircraft. They are curious to come and see the president, to see the leadership, to participate. So it was relevant for the planners of the meeting to remember that they should have, I don't know whether they had it because I was not there, I was watching on TV, so that there was a proper sensitization of the communities involved, in that they allow only the invited guests to enter the stadium and those spillage on the ground that had been planned. And the rest people without invitation should have waited to listen the radios, televisions, attending away from home. And also it would be better for the main committee of that function to should have organized different venues within the Kericho town, centers, and every sub-county to keep away people. Otherwise, everyone wanted to participate, and the way the incident happened, the way I've heard, it requires a thorough investigation. Now, and what I've done, and in the past, and our experiences that we have had, we realize that if the event incident commander is not given time to manage the event, it will be chaotic.
Now, Masai, as we have this discussion, Masai,
there are people who are supposed to be a strategic leadership moving down to operations. There are people who are supposed to be in operations moving down to tactical. But event management requires everybody to work at the different levels. The governor, the county commissioner, they are strategic. And the other stakeholders are within the operations and the tactical teams. So you realize that in that planning, to avoid such stampede, it is the incident commander who should have stood to its card that no crowds should be allowed close to the venue. In fact, they can even break the...
Now, Masai, as we have this discussion, who should bear the greatest responsibilities? Like you rightfully put, there is a plan that ought to have been followed, but it was not followed. So who should take the responsibilities even as investigations begin?
I've not heard the question.
I'm asking now, since there was a plan that was not followed, there are standard operating procedures that ought to have been put in place. Who should take the greatest responsibility? Because even the victims are now asking to be compensated. Who should take the responsibility?
Actually, this is very, very important. And what I can tell you is now, since there was a plan that was there are standard operating procedures that the person who should take responsibility is not one person. In fact, what the investigating team should do about this stampede, they should first of all follow the investigation to check through and know who was first of all the overall event planning chair committee. They know. And also, in the planning meeting, what was being discussed to observe and as opposed the number of population and the resources required and the facilities available. And also to find out whether there is a deliberate plan. They should have a copy of that deliberate plan. They should have minutes which took place from all the processes up to the main event and also the after action review minutes. They should have also the police operation order. You know, deliberate plan is key. Every operation, the police operation order, and each and every stakeholder specific standard operating order should also follow into the deliberate plan. So all those documents should be available to the investigating team, and also we should have the eyewitnesses to give statements to tell what really happens, and also to have a ground visit to observe the ground itself, to see how the ground looks like, and also to put into consideration the expected capacity of the stadium, of the population, and what they really, that the population that surfaced during the event, and actions of the specific sector commanders. Because this area that a stampede occurred, there is a specific person in charge also of that area, should also tell the committee exactly what happened. And if there were available avenues for the member of the public to participate in different venues other than the physical venue, because members of the public are not aware about this. We have been doing this in the past event. Remember when Obama came here, other similar incidents, the Bob. If we don't have such arrangements, the public come and interfere, and it's the responsibility of the security to advise them. But you see, you find that the security are overwhelmed. Why? Because some leadership also assume the roles of the security. They don't listen to the security. Here, people don't do their responsibilities. But it's important they investigate what was the role of the event incident commander. If he advised any party and the people overlooked the decision that he had decided,